Doug Gottlieb in for Colin, along with Joy Taylor. This is The Herd, wherever you may be and however you may be listening to the show. Colin's off today, back on Monday. He misses all the fun, right? He misses all the fun. His boy LeBron and the Lakers survive the Celtics, and we're just left to react without him. Chris Broussard continues to join us. Oh, man, what a day. I've said that I thought the Pelicans should have made that move. And my thinking is, look, you saw last night, Kyle Kuzma's got a chance to be a hell of a player. Right? The thing that was missing, defense has been missing. Defensively, he's been better. Three-point shooting's been missing. He hit 5 threes. Right. And I still think Lonzo Ball's got a chance to be a hell of a player. I know you got to give up to get. And I'm not sure that offer will remain as such with the free agent market that's out there for the Lakers. They may decide, we like some of these guys. So if not the Lakers, then who?
Well, I think he ends up with the Lakers ultimately, but obviously Boston, and I heard you talking about, do you want to deal with Danny Ainge? Look, Ainge has been great, but everybody makes mistakes, and he's not going to win every trade or at least blow you out in every trade. And he can't do it, he can't play a trick on you. You do get to participate in the trade and look at his players and picks and all that. So here's the thing about Boston. If I'm Boston and I get Kyrie's name on the dotted line, then I'll give up whatever I have to. Of course, I don't want to give up Jason Tatum, and we know Ainge will try to make the best deal without doing that. But if I have to, I'll give up what it takes to get Anthony Davis in Boston. If I don't get Kyrie to resign, then I'm not giving up much to get him if I'm Boston, because they still have a good team even without Kyrie, even though not quite as good. And I wouldn't just mortgage all my future and present for AD, because he hasn't shown yet that he's a number one guy. He's got the number one game, but I don't think he has the number one mindset right now. And so that's the first thing. And I'm also hearing Doug emphatically for what it's worth, that under no circumstances will Anthony Davis sign long-term in Boston, even with Kyrie Irving.
Hold on. Look. Remember,
I'm telling you what I'm being told.
I understand
That's all I'm saying.
I understand that. Emphatically, you're being told that. But remember, Kevin Garnett didn't want to go to the Celtics because Boston was a racist sports town. Remember that?
Right.
Now he's like the most. He was there last night. He's like the most one of the most beloved members of the Celtics family. And I said that to the same person. I said, look, KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo, they all loved it there. And this person said it's not just the racist thing. I mean, we saw AD's dad say what he did. He has a large influence on Anthony's decision as well. No question.
Again, I'm with you. I think if AD signs and Kyrie's there and they go to the finals or maybe win it or get to the Eastern Conference Finals, whatever, and you're in that organization for a year with all their history, they're well run, the whole thing. Brad Stevens is
completely
a very good coach.
Yes.
I think you would stay. I'm just saying that's what I'm being told.
I understand. And part of that is, if you're the Boston Celtics, you understand that diminishes the value of Anthony Davis. If he says, hey, on no certain terms am I re-signing with the Boston Celtics. That's part of the damage that's done there by holding on to him. And then you have the Knicks and all these kind of dream scenarios.
Would you give up the number one if the Knicks get the number one pick? Would you give it up?
Do they have KD and Kyrie Irving?
I'm with you, because my thing is, if I've got KD and Kyrie or even one of them, I probably do it. But if I strike out in free agency, I'm not doing it.
Right, because then I have Zion Williamson, who people are going to want to see, right? Well, you might not win, but you're going to be super, super interesting, which then brings us back to now, here's my question with the Lakers. And Joy brought this up in our meeting. Why would you ever do business with, if the reports are true, and Brian Windhorst's reports are usually pretty true, that New Orleans leaked all these trade reports in order to kind of poison the well in L.A., why would you want to do business with this guy? What they've done.
Mean if you're the Lakers?
Yeah. Look, I get it.
Well,
I want
to get Anthony Davis.
Okay, but there are. I'm sorry, there are more fish in the sea this summer than there have ever been.
I mean, look.
The Wizards are a disaster. We agree the Wizards are a disaster right now, right?
Who?
The Wizards.
Yes.
Right. John Wall's going to now nurse 2 injuries. Yeah. They're selling off their pieces. All right, what's to say you don't make a move to go get Brad Beal in the offseason?
But I don't want Brad Beal at the expense of getting Anthony Davis.
Okay, but if I have to do a deal and I don't have to give up everything that I have and I prove to be close and I get somebody else in free agency, Brad Beal and a talented free agent, you'd consider it. And I get to keep Kyle Kuzma, I'd consider it.
They're going to want to do business with Dell Demps. Because here's the thing, too. One, I do think the Pelicans were leaking stuff. I think it's also reasonable that there was a leak within the Lakers organization. I don't think it was Magic. Maybe it was Pelinka. Maybe it was somebody else.
Maybe it was somebody closer to LeBron who also happens to rep Anthony Davis.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
Anthony Davis. I don't think they were leaking.
As Anthony Davis's dad,
he was leaking I do not think Rich Paul was leaking the trade names. Now that's my opinion.
I'm not going to question you on your sources,
but I don't think
I'm not going to question Jackie McMullen and her sources. But remember, all of this happened. You reported that LeBron could play if it was the playoffs. Jackie McMullen reported that LeBron would prefer another coach. Anthony Davis's dad, who hasn't said anything for the 7 years he's been in the NBA, he hasn't said a word. Only now he speaks out, and it all happens at once. I wonder what all the connective tissue is there.
I'm not saying that Rich Paul doesn't talk to people in the media. I'm saying, was he leaking? It's Zubac, it's Ingram, it's Lonzo. Right. I don't think that was happening. Now, what I'll say is this, Doug, and I think I mentioned it before. There was, and maybe still is, a growing resentment toward LeBron and Magic Johnson around the league because, rightly or wrongly, they perceived that they were trying to manipulate and control this whole thing. So I'm sure Dell was talking to other executives around the league about the offers. Maybe those were where some of the leaks were coming from, too. So, bottom line is, I think, look, the Lakers are going to do what they got to do to get Anthony Davis.
I got 10 seconds for you. The All-Star draft stuff, all the talk, which was funny. How's that viewed in the rest of the league?
I mean, it's only so much he can tamper at All-Star Weekend.
That's Chris Broussard. Check him out on his own show, The Odd Couple, upcoming on Fox Sports Radio.